Gary Stevenson of Gary's Economics has managed to ruffle a lot of feathers. His straight-talking analysis of British wealth inequality and his simple message that the wealthy don't pay enough tax is cutting through to larger and larger audiences. That makes him a threat to those who make a living selling the fiction of getting rich quick to the gullible and desperate. Like Andrew Tate, who kicked off on a recent podcast.
I saw some guy, I don't know his name, he was on Twitter, skinny little dipshit, begging for the government to tax us more.
I was going to talk to you about him. Are you on about Gary Economics?
Must be him, yeah.
Is he like got skinhead?
Yeah. Skinny
Gary
little dipshit.
Stevenson.
Every revolution in history began with the assassination of the tax man, not sucking the tax man off, hoping he taxes you more. That's not a revolution.
Right.
That is garbage. And the fact that he thinks giving the UK government any more money when they do nothing but waste it. They have hundreds of billions for Ukraine. Hundreds of billions for Ukraine. Why? Because they launder it. So he thinks, let's give the criminals who steal all the money more of our money and maybe it'll all work out because their kids need a future. Yeah. There's no future as long as you're dealing with crooks, sir. And if you think you could tax rich people, you're also an idiot.
Right.
Because let me tell you from a rich person, we leave. There is no rich person on the planet.
Or restructure things.
Or restructure things. That's right. I can restructure my life and still visit England and enjoy England while having my wealth elsewhere and not pay the taxes.
Yeah.
So he obviously doesn't know very much for an economics fucking whatever he's supposed to be.
Interesting though, because I actually think if you listen to a lot of what he said.
I think he works for the fucking Matrix. I think he's been paid. I think they've put him somewhere, they've put him in. Think about this. Let's analyze this. Like professionals. Let's be professionals.
Go on.
Labor come in.
Yeah.
They're going to put everyone's taxes up, fuck everyone over, remove the winter fuel allowance, and wreck everybody. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, some skinny dipshit is all over the internet begging for higher taxes just before the higher taxes come. Is this a coincidence?
He's like a character in an A-level film about a villain. Gary's in the Matrix. Yeah, he's Neo. Do your research, Andrew. Gary's had the same message for years. Now, the other guy there is Samuel Leeds, who also sells get-rich courses. Of course he does. Tate went on.
He says, and people say this, not everyone wants to be a hustler. Not everyone wants to have to go out there and grind. Yeah, but some people do. The world's not a perfect place. What you need to do is tell young people they stand a chance instead of what he's doing, which is convincing they stand no chance. Tell them they stand a chance. Tell them to work as hard as possible and find a way to make it out. That's what I teach at university.com inside of my school. I say, listen, it's going to be hard, but you can do it.
Right.
He says, no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Which is going to keep everyone in poverty. And
it's like what you said at the beginning of the interview about the fat thing.
It's a choice.
It's
a choice.
Yeah. If you accept that I'm poor because it's my fault, then it's going to empower you to get rich.
Absolutely.
If you blame someone else, let's wait for the government.
So which mindset gives you a better chance of becoming rich? He's convincing people who don't want to work very hard that he's right. Because I've seen a couple comments and they're like, yeah, well, not everyone has the mindset where they want to grind. Some of us just want a comfortable job and to see our kids. That's great. But let me make something clear to you. The world is not a perfect place. And the fact that you don't have the mindset that you don't want to get out there and work is a you problem.
It's a really great formula, isn't it? If you're not rich, you're not working hard enough. It's not a problem with my bullshit course. It's not a problem with the way our society and economy are structured. It's not a problem with whether you were or weren't born into wealth, of course, or how much luck and help you had along the way. It's always a problem with you. Here's Gary's take on that argument.
When I brought my book out last year, the hardback, I was at some event and I was drinking in London Bridge. And I come out late, it was like 1 a.m. And some guy come up to me when I was unlocking my bike. He said, I've been watching you on YouTube. This guy started crying. On the street, right, in front of me. He's like, I work so hard, Gary. I work 2 jobs. My mum's sick and I'm trying to help. I'm trying to support and I don't understand why. And I'm sorry that I'm crying, but nobody ever told me that it wasn't my fault before. That's what he said to me, okay? And listen. I believe 100% aspiration, ambition, entrepreneurial spirit. I would never see a kid that has that and say, turn it off, okay? But the flip side of if you just work hard enough, you can make it, is if you didn't make it, it's because you didn't work hard enough and it's your fault. And I would like you to sit and think very hard before you send that message to young men and young women in our society.
Helena, who is right?
Well, Samuel Leeds interviewing Andrew Tate really is Frost Nixon for wankers, isn't it? I mean, it's funny to me how the kind of people who really, really oppose Gary Stevenson for saying, well, you gotta work yourself and build value. You can't rely on collective action. You can't change the system. The world's not a perfect place. You have to do it all yourself. Only have an individualist perspective. It's weird how these people talk about building your own personal value are all people who provide literally zero value to the world themselves, you know? Someone who sells a hustle university courses, a landlord, and in the case of Daniel Priestley, an entrepreneur accelerator, whatever the fuck that is. So, like, these people don't actually produce any value for society themselves. And yet, Andrew Tate in that very clip was having a go at people and said, well, I want to work a normal job and see my kids. Well, the world's not a perfect place, so you have to, get with the program. I'm like, well, hang on a minute, no. This is about the structure of society here. This is about ensuring that, these jobs have to get done, right? I'm sure Andrew Tate puts his bins out every night, and people who do the bins have to get paid, and they have to get paid enough that they can be able to earn a living. Looking at you, Birmingham City Council. Like, there's a reason why this debate has become so polarized. And it's because fundamentally, if you are from this kind of capitalist class, you cannot, under this marginal utility model, understand the value of socially necessary labor. You can't understand the value of what reproduces society, because all you can see is the marginal cost of everything, It was always the criticism of Thatcherism, right? Understanding the cost of everything and the value of nothing. And I'm just like, well, Samuel Leeds, landlord, as I said, somebody who doesn't build houses, maybe he maintains them, but people who own their own houses maintain them. All he does is collect rent. That's economic waste. That's bad for the economy. When it comes to these kind of entrepreneur type people who sell you their get rich quick schemes, it's within their interests to continue perpetuating the idea that you need access to the information they have if you want to be successful. Whereas what Gary is selling, he's not selling you anything that benefits him personally, because obviously he'd be the one be hit with a wealth tax. Because what he's there is for the social utility of, well, how do we change society, right? How do we use collective action rather than just relying on the individual, which of course at no point does Gary say you shouldn't be personally ambitious. They mischaracterize and strawman his argument every time by saying, oh, well, you say that there was no chance in you. If you're poor, you're not going to be able to get ahead. And I'm just like, we never said that you shouldn't try. He said that if you don't try both individual and collective action, the disparity between the haves and the have-nots will only get wider. So whilst you can always incentivize people and encourage people to be entrepreneurial, to be ambitious, to be a go-getter, to encourage them to engage in personal self-fulfillment, you also have to get them to get involved politically and collectively, whether it's through a political party or through direct action or a trade union or whatever it might be. And therefore, you can lift up all of the boats. And then what the entrepreneurs of this world, they want to go and make all the money they can do. But then the people who are out there serving them in the restaurants or collecting their bins, or the one on the other end of the phone line when they call up a call center because they have a customer service issue, right? All of those people who do the socially necessary jobs of this world that we cannot live without are able to feed their kids, are able to survive and thrive in an economy where these people get paid fairly. And that's the thing. They have to labor under a straw man, because they know that they would lose the argument otherwise. And in the case of somebody who thrives on selling people get-rich-quick schemes, they have a personal incentive in continuing that narrative too.